Does this game have a Knight Rider reference and allow you to use beer kegs as weapons? Wow, and I thought life didn't get any better than Fall Guy reruns, but here it is, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. A game obviously made in the spirit of such classics as Streets of Rage Final Fight and River City Ransom. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World is an absolute must-buy for fans of old-school side-scrolling beat-em-up brawlers. First of all, it's well made, and letter B, it's awesome. They pulled off humor and gameplay, and that right there is an impressive feat. How many games take themselves so seriously and are dark with lead characters who are angry because they're cooler looking when they're scowling and frowning, grimacing? But not Scott Pilgrim. He looks like any of us. He looks like a wimpier version of Archie. But he gets the job done, which makes him likable. And I like that. Scott Pilgrim has to defeat a bunch of ex-boyfriends to win the heart of some chick. I mean, at least that's a story most of us can relate to. I mean, seriously, how many of us were interested in a girl who just happened to be the most popular girl in school, whose boyfriend was the head of, like, the bad guy martial arts club, who drove a red Trans Am? Maybe it was a black Trans Am. Wait, is that real life, or was that the plot of a movie? Bloodsport, I think. The only thing wrong with this game, as far as I'm concerned, is the title, because if you even caught the Fall Guy reference at the beginning of this review, then you probably have no idea who Scott Pilgrim is. And you're probably the perfect market for this game. Although I think this has wide appeal. I had to look up Scott Pilgrim on Wikipedia. It's a comic book that was made into a movie and a video game published by Ubisoft, which I was fortunate enough to play at E3 and really enjoyed. I knew I was going to like the game after playing it for like 30 seconds, and I do, because it's like it is on screen. I mean, it's just terrific. A lot of games may capture the quote-unquote retro feel, but this one does it with gusto. It's not just that it has an 8-bit style blocky graphical presentation and a cool musical score to match. It's that it's freaking hilarious, and it has the old school side-scrolling brawler beat-em-up gameplay to back it up. And you know how most of these old school side-scrollers started, like your girl's wearing a vinyl miniskirt, a bunch of thugs kidnap her and run off, and you have to go beat up half the city to save her. I like the slight touch of humanization in this story. Like, who doesn't want to beat up your girl's ex-boyfriends? We may say we don't, but we all do. But I'm a caring, sensitive guy. No, you're not. Then you're not a guy. At least, not as far as this kind of video game is concerned. There's no laws. You're out to beat up hundreds of people with light stands and baseball bats. And you get rewarded for it. This game is meant to be funny, but it's so well made. It's very impressive. We're watching the Xbox 360 version. This is a downloadable game for 360 or PlayStation 3. I'm sure they both look the same. I wish this would be a downloadable game for the Sega Genesis. Shame on you, Ubisoft. Shame on you. At least release this for the 32X or Sega CD. Come on. Some of us haven't upgraded yet. One of the things that's cool about this game is that you actually upgrade your character as you play, and you buy all these weird food items and stuff, and gain strength and defense, and as you level your character up, you learn new moves, all of which Fiona will certainly enjoy, because you're saving her, you're fighting for her honor, like the Karate Kid 2 song. That's what I meant. I just realized something. Now, earlier when I searched on Wikipedia for Scott Pilgrim, the actor playing Scott Pilgrim is Michael Cera. And just who sung Glory of Love, the theme song from Karate Kid 2? Peter Cetera. You can't make that stuff up. The bottom line here is I'd say that this game knows its audience well. It captures the charm of old-school beat-em-ups, has fantastic controls, and adds a certain something special. And just a terrific soundtrack in this game. Everything we've been watching is just the tip of the iceberg, too. It's a straightforward game. You can play single player, or you can get a couple friends together and play co-op locally, so you can all share in the laughs together and then sucker punch your friends for fun. There's global leaderboards, and it's Scott Pilgrim versus the world. With any luck, the sequel will be Scott Pilgrim versus Peter Cetera versus Chuck Norris versus Godzilla.